I'm J S Nzeeka, known as Sannu-Sannu by former Ministry of Communications and Nitel. This place is number 25 Golf Course Road. I was given this place by the first territorial manager of Nitel. The first territorial manager of Nitel happens to be Engineer Etikudor, and the general manager of Nitel, the first, was Isaiah Muhammed. They gave this place by the reason of my discovery of a fraud in the account section of Nitel. And when they gave this place, they gave me a permission. I asked for a shade over my snacks and minerals. They said I can build a permanent structure with burnt brick, and they gave an approval after 1 month of or roughly 1 month of my application, which means they were excited about what happened in this place, and they wanted to compensate me for helping them to fight fraud in the establishment. I was entering the territory of Nitel, the Kaduna territory, and a lady, I was coming out. A lady was entering the place. She came from outside. I was coming from the inside of the territory, and something in me said to me to take note of every talk we were having at the security post as I was coming out and she was going in. We greeted, and because we knew ourselves. So I picked up the minerals I wanted to pick, and I came back into the territory of Nitel territory, Kaduna. And as I entered the cash office upstairs, that same lady I met at the security post said to me, "We have been looking for you." I was surprised because if everybody in the whole of Nitel would be looking for me, it's not the lady I just finished talking with downstairs now that will be looking for me, because we discussed. So I took note of that. But I looked at her hands and I saw she was carrying bundles of money in her hands. So I now started checking, and I knew that statement she made, "We have been looking for you," was a panic statement. I now kept on selling my snacks. After break that day, there was an alarm that money was missing in the cash office. That's in the cage where they collect money for telecom services rendered to the public. I called somebody who was called Awesu, and I told him that I happened to have seen the person who took this money. And by investigation, they said that that person was not supposed to be on duty in that cage. But after break, that was the only person that was missing in the account section. So when she finally came back, they accosted her on the issue, and she denied it. She denied it for a very long time, until one day she agreed that she was the one that did it. And when she agreed, but before then, the Engineer Etikudor asked me if I could put these things I told them on paper. So I told him yes. So I did. I wrote them down, and they were amazed. So when the lady came back, they accosted her, and then she denied it and denied it. But later she admitted she did it. And it was a marvel to the management. So at about then, I applied for a shade over my snacks and minerals. But they gave me an approval to build a structure with burnt brick. And they gave me a place under the Nitel Tower, being run by one Mrs. Muhammed. And that woman has been so good to me. She patronizes for the family. She buys snacks and a lot of things. So I told them, I said, I don't want that place. They said, what are you doing? We are giving you a place that will favor you. Your customers are there and everything. I said, no. That woman is being good to me, and because I know I'm going to take a lot of sales from her every day. So we laughed over it. They said, Sannu, you are not serious. So they now told me, they said, okay, anywhere we are, just make your choice. Take your time and make your choice. When you make your choice, report to the admin department for us to act upon it. So incidentally, like I said, my friend was staying in this block, Henry Ene. He became a general manager in Nitel. He went back to the university and then to do his course, and he gave his block, his 2 rooms to me. So while I stayed here for a couple of days, I realized I can operate my snacks from here, since it was near to the territory and near to the zone. So I reported to them. They said, Sannu, it's okay. So they documented it and then gave me an approval to build a structure in their property, you know, with burnt brick. So over the years, I've been building the place up and add one block and the other, you know. That's the place that was demolished because the state lacked information about how this place came under Ministry of Communications. Why? Because Ministry of Communications owned the bulk of the land around ABU and KASU. They were the major landowners there. The Ministry of Communications, and by extension Nitel and NIPOST. So ABU was more desperate because Nitel was not desperate to have these properties. ABU was more desperate, and then they asked for that land, for a part of that land. And they were gracefully given land, and they only ceded these 2 old structures and this parcel of land which Nitel was thinking about for future expansion of the zonal headquarters. So Nitel gave them land in excess. So the property I actually built inside, not outside. So that's the way the thing went, you know. They came on the 25th of February. And incidentally, these 2 blocks that belongs to Ministry of Communications, these 2 properties were marked by KASUPDA. These 2 properties. And another property that is by the hostel there. That's the shops surrounding the fence of the boys' hostel was marked. My premises was not marked, because if they marked it, I would have given them evidence to show that I was not here on my own. I was here by the approval of the management of Nitel, who owns this property. So they didn't mark my structure, but they destroyed it. And this is a property that took me over 30 years to put together. Now I am not in anything, because there were 7 rooms in that place. There were 7 rooms in that place with facilities, the kitchen and all these things, you know. Because to put up such a structure, and you see, I made sure that everybody that had an input in this place, that contributed to this place, was the best hand I could get. mason and all those things, if you check the texture of the blocks that were used in building this place, you will see that they are quality blocks. And it cost me a lot of money because I was actually setting up something permanent there. So I was transferred from Lagos, 1982. After 2 years, I resigned because I started selling these snacks in Ministry of Communications, and I was based on serving them, territory and the zone. Those were the people I was. The snacks were there. Most of the big men who headed Sokoto, Niger State, Kano, Kaduna, and other states, but 7 states were under this zone. All of them know Sannu-Sannu. They know the name. The most important thing is compensation on the, on the demolition of my property that was built over the years, over 30 years, and to restore this place for me. That's what I actually want.